Hello Bapak Ibu, welcome to my presentation. I want to introduce myself first. My name is Novalita Francisca Tungka and I'm from Universitas Sintu Marasoposo. I want to present my research, the teacher's roles in online learning, a view of EFL students' preferences. First, I want to explain a little bit about the setting of my research. It is a low-tech environment learning context. So in my place is considered as a low-tech environment learning context. It is a learning context where we have limited technology support. So in online learning, which consists of two sessions, asynchronous and synchronous, we maximize the two digital tools to facilitate teachers and also lecturers to learn online. So for asynchronous sessions, we use new LMS. This is an LMS that the students use to access the materials, the assignments, to read lecturers' feedback, and also to take cases and discussion and engage in discussion forum. While for synchronous sessions, the students prefer to use WhatsApp as a primary communication tool between students and lecturers. Also, when we have to conduct asynchronous classroom sessions, we choose Zoom meetings and Google Meet communications. However, the use must be negotiated with the students first, since not all of them have access to adequate internet service, since the use of Zoom meetings require adequate internet service or strong internet connection. While for the exams are conducted asynchronously or synchronously. There are some related studies which are consistent with my which are also in the same topic with my study here. The first is from China. It is from Wang, Stan, and Shan, conducted in 2021. They found that in online learning, students perceive teachers' roles in facilitating discourse as the most important. As in a blended learning context, teachers' managerial role was the highest role perceived by the students. It is from Huang 2018. However, still from Huang, but in 2019, he found out that in online learning context, teachers' managerial role was the highest role perceived by the students. While in Indonesia context, from Angga Wirya Prihandoko and Rahman in 2021, in a blended learning context, apparently teachers' cognitive role was the most effective role for the students, followed by affective role, and the last or the least was managerial role. For my study, here the context is English language education students at my place, and then the number of participants, there were 72 participants in the study with a sample rate around 70%, and then the instruments that I used were from Huang's The Scale of Teacher Roles Inventory and a set of questions on roles of teachers. As for the procedures and data analysis, I used two kinds of procedure. The first was survey and the second was interview. So the survey was distributed using Google Form, while the online interviews were conducted using Zoom meetings to 10 respondents. They were encouraged to recall their online experiences and to provide reasons, especially for their unfavorable perceptions on survey results. For the data analysis, the survey results were processed using descriptive statistics procedures, while the interview results were transcribed verbatim and then coded into the themes, where the themes were later reviewed based on the theoretical framework, the results of the previous research, and also the questionnaire findings. For the findings and discussions, you can see on the slide, I got that the cognitive role was the role with the highest mean score, 4.18, and then followed by managerial role with a mean score 4, and the least effective role was teacher's affective role with the mean score 3.92. Okay, these are the results of the interview, the results of the survey results, the statements. For example, like item number 5, the teacher helps students to overcome misunderstandings. This was the statement with the highest mean score on the teacher's cognitive role. For the students' preferences on managerial role, the statement with the highest mean score was item number 22. The teacher makes teaching schedule in class. While for students' preferences on affective role, the statements number 14 was the statement with the highest mean score. The teacher brings students closer to each other. Here are the summary of the interview's results. Students' preferences on teachers' cognitive roles. I found 3 themes here: providing advice, providing recommendation, and also providing feedback. So these are the themes that the students' students' responses were categorized in these themes, 3 themes. For example, in the theme of providing advice, the students said that teachers' advice can help them avoid mistakes, misunderstandings, and misperceptions. Their understandings were enhanced by teachers' advice. Also, their concentration will improve, and also teachers' advice can calm the students and reduce anxiety. And then you may read the rest of the summary results on the slides on my presentation. So I found that students in a low-tech learning environment thought that teachers' cognitive role was the most impactful in their online learning experiences. And also they found that teachers' affective role imperceptible during online learning. So in a low-tech learning context, especially in my in my setting, students who have a higher preference on teachers' cognitive role would not gain benefits from classroom discourse that encourage them to learn more independently. That's because they still think that teachers have the biggest role or the primary role in explaining everything to them. And then students in a low-tech learning context who have a higher preference on teachers' managerial role would not gain benefits from classroom discourse that is more flexible and open to students' means and creativity, because they still need their teachers to manage everything for them. And then probably this is because they are afraid of making mistakes and they are afraid to disobey some rules. And then students who have a higher preference on teachers' affective role would find an environment with a low level of affective discourse exhausting and discouraging for them. So teachers must provide some motivational words or inspiring them or encouraging them. As for the implications for teacher training program, the teacher training program must be able to prepare teaching scenarios where the prospective teachers can practice various forms of discourse in accordance with cognitive, managerial, and affective roles in the classroom, demonstrate their knowledge on utilizing tools to teach English, collaborate with their peers, or design or modify teaching plan, show managerial skills such as performing different types of discipline, and create differentiated instructions for students. That's all my presentation. I'm very sorry for the inconvenience and also for mistakes. And thank you for your attention.